The Grand Slam of North American Wild Sheep has been around since Grancel Fitz coined the phrase in 1947. Less than a decade later, the Grand Slam Club was founded by Bob Housholder in 1956. The recipients here tonight prove the Grand Slam is as important today as it was to Grancel Fitz and Bob Housholder in the beginning. We'll be breaking this large number of Grand Slammers into groups, so please hold your applause until everyone in each group has been introduced. For you Grand Slammers, we ask you to please quickly make your way to the stage as your name is called. Now for our first group. We are pleased to recognize Grand Slammer number 2026, Larry Thoney of Sheridan, Wyoming. Larry's first ram was a self-guided Rocky Mountain Bighorn, taken in his home state of Wyoming back in 1986. His doll was next, and that ram was also taken on a self-guided hunt. Larry took a Fannin in the Yukon on a hunt in 2010 to become a three-quarter slammer, and on a hunt in Sonora, Mexico in December 2017, he took a Desert Bighorn to achieve his Grand Slam. Grand Slam number 2038 belongs to Tom Mangold of Idaho. Tom's final ram was a stone from British Columbia, taken in August 2018. Amazingly, Tom's first three rams were all taken in 2016. The Desert Bighorn from South Baja, Mexico came in March. He traveled to the McKenzie Mountains of NWT in August to get his doll, and he reached three-quarter slam status in September with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Idaho. Jose Pepe Marti of Spain holds Grand Slam number 2073. His first ram, a Desert Bighorn from Sonora, Mexico, was taken in December 2000. Pepe became a half slammer in 2010 on a trip to British Columbia when he connected on a fine stone. The following year, Pepe added a doll ram from NWT to his Grand Slam quest, and in September 2018, he finished up with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from British Columbia. Grand Slam number 2080 belongs to Jim Arnold of Austin, Texas. Jim traveled to Alaska back in 1983 to get his doll sheep as his first leg toward his eventual Grand Slam. It'd be another 32 years before Jim would take his second ram, and it was a stone from British Columbia in 2015. In 2017, he took a home state Desert Bighorn from Texas, and the following year, Jim completed his Grand Slam with the Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Alberta. We're pleased to recognize Grand Slammer number 2083, Jeff White of Frisco, Texas. Like many others, the doll sheep was first for Jeff, and he took that ram on a hunt in NWT back in 1999. Jeff hunted stone sheep in 2001 and connected on a dark ram in BC. He traveled to Alberta in 2003 to get his Rocky Mountain Bighorn to get to the three-quarter slam mark. Jeff achieved his Grand Slam with the Desert Bighorn from Chihuahua, Mexico in January 2019. Grand Slam number 2086 has been permanently assigned to British Columbia's Greg Shuttleworth. He took a stone sheep self-guided in his home province of BC back in 1998 to kick off his Grand Slam journey. Next up for Greg was his Rocky Mountain Bighorn, also taken in BC self-guided. He traveled to NWT in 2003 to get his doll sheep and became a three-quarter slammer, and Greg's Grand Slam was completed in February 2019 with the Desert Bighorn from Sonora, Mexico. Stephen Stinson of Spokane, Washington now holds Grand Slam number 2093. He took a home state Rocky Mountain Bighorn in 1993 on a self-guided hunt. Stephen's next two rams, a doll and Fannin, both came from the Yukon, and they were taken in 2006 and 2011, respectively. So the stage was set, and in March 2019, Stephen made his way down to Sonora, Mexico in pursuit of Desert Bighorn and connected on a fine ram to achieve his Grand Slam. Next up, Grand Slammer number 2094, Henry McNatt of Florida. Henry traveled to the Yukon in 1994 to get his first ram, a doll sheep. Next up for Henry was his Rocky Mountain Bighorn, taken in BC back in 2004. His three-quarter slam ram, a stone from BC, came in 2006, and Henry completed his Grand Slam and Triple Slam in May 2019 with the Desert Bighorn from Carmen Island, Mexico. It was a 33-year journey from start to finish for Grand Slammer number 2096, Kenneth Bowman of Alaska. Kenneth's first ram was a home state self-guided doll ram taken back in 1985. The Stone Sheep was next for him, and it was taken in 1988 on a hunt in BC. In 1983, he took a Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Colorado, and in February 2018, Kenneth completed his Grand Slam like so many others with the Desert Bighorn. This ram was taken in South Baja, Mexico. Next, we'd like to recognize Grand Slam number 2099, which belongs to Jack Kabala of Colorado. Jack's Grand Slam journey began in 1978 when he took a Stone Sheep on a hunt in British Columbia. His Alaska doll ram came next on a hunt in 1980, and he took a Rocky Mountain Bighorn self-guided in Colorado in 1989. Jack remained a three-quarter slammer for 30 years. Finally, on a hunt in South Baja, Mexico in February 2019, Jack completed his Grand Slam with a Desert Bighorn. It was a doll sheep from Alaska taken in 2013 that got Dan Catlin of Michigan started on his quest to achieve Grand Slam number 2101. His Desert Bighorn from Sonora, Mexico was next, and he took that ram in 2016. Dan traveled to Alberta in 2017, where he connected on the Rocky Mountain Bighorn to become a three-quarter slammer. In August 2019, Dan took a Stone Sheep to round out his Grand Slam milestone. Next, we'd like to call Sam Confer of Pennsylvania to the stage as Grand Slammer number 2102. Sam's first ram toward his eventual Grand Slam was a Stone Sheep from British Columbia taken in August 2000. The following month, Sam connected on a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Alberta to become a half slammer in less than 30 days. In 2001, Sam took a doll sheep from the NWT, and he completed his Grand Slam milestone in August 2019 with a Desert Bighorn from New Mexico. That completes Group 1. And now for our next group. Nevada's own Les Nisbet has been permanently assigned Grand Slam number 2105. It was a doll ram from 1982 that got Les started toward his Grand Slam, but it would be another 16 years before he'd hunt sheep again. His second ram was a California Bighorn taken in his home state of Nevada in 1998. In 2017, he took another home state ram, a Desert Bighorn, on a self-guided hunt, and he traveled to British Columbia in August 2019 to finish off his quest for the Grand Slam with the Stone Sheep. It was a Stone Sheep from British Columbia taken in 2010 that got Jeff Schweigert of Wyoming started to eventually complete Grand Slam number 2108. The following year, Jeff traveled to the Yukon to get his doll ram, and he hunted Desert Bighorns right here in Nevada in 2017 to take his three-quarter slam ram. So now the only thing standing between Jeff and his Grand Slam was a Rocky Mountain Bighorn, and he completed his Grand Slam with a home state Bighorn in September 2019 on a self-guided hunt. Next, we'd like to call Robert Rozier of Washington to the stage as Grand Slammer number 2109. It only took Robert 4 years to finish his Grand Slam, and he took some great rams along the way. First, you saw his doll from Alaska taken in 2015, and the following year, he added a stone from British Columbia to his list. In 2018, he connected on an impressive Desert Bighorn in Coahuila, Mexico, and he finished his Grand Slam in August 2019 with an incredible Rocky Mountain Bighorn from New Mexico. Terry Rathert of Texas is another hunter who made short work of his Grand Slam, and he's been assigned Grand Slam number 2111. Terry's first ram was a doll from the McKenzie Mountains of NWT taken in 2015. The Rocky Mountain Bighorn was next for Terry, and he got that ram in 2016 on a hunt in Alberta. Terry traveled to British Columbia in 2017 to get his stone ram, and he finished up his Grand Slam milestone September 2019 with a Desert Bighorn from Utah. Next, we'd like to recognize Tim Torpy of Michigan for achieving Grand Slam number 2113. Like so many others, the doll sheep was first for Tim, and he took that ram in 2007 on a hunt in Alaska. Moving along, Tim's next ram was a stone from British Columbia in 2011, and in 2013 he traveled to Sonora, Mexico to get his Desert Bighorn to become a three-quarter slammer. Tim completed his Grand Slam with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Alberta in September 2019. We're pleased to recognize Grand Slammer number 2114, Peter Spear of New Hampshire. The stone was first for Peter, and he took that ram on a hunt in British Columbia back in 1997. The following year, Peter added an Alaska Doll ram to his Grand Slam quest, and his Desert Bighorn from Sonora, Mexico was taken on a hunt in 2014. After multiple attempts at a bighorn, Peter finally connected on a California bighorn in October 2019 in British Columbia. This ram completed Peter's Grand Slam, Super Slam, Triple Slam, and Slam Quest Pinnacle. John Cole Glazier of Texas now holds Grand Slam number 2116. His first ram on the Grand Slam list was a Desert Bighorn from Sonora, Mexico, taken in 2016. Next up for John was his Doll sheep from the Yukon, taken in August 2018. The following month, John traveled to Alberta to get his Rocky Mountain Bighorn. The stone sheep was last for John, and he took that ram in British Columbia in September 2019 to achieve his Grand Slam, Ovis World Slam, and Triple Slam milestones. It was a California Bighorn from British Columbia that earned Mark Bowden of Wisconsin Grand Slam number 2117. Backing up, we want to show Mark's first North American wild sheep, a doll from NWT, taken back in 2013. The stone was up next for Mark, and he got that ram in 2017 on a hunt in British Columbia. Mark's third ram toward his eventual Grand Slam was a Desert Bighorn taken in February 2019 in Chihuahua, Mexico. Grand Slam number 2119 belongs to Billy Grissom of California. He achieved that milestone in August 2019 with a stone ram from British Columbia. In 2015, Billy hunted Desert Bighorn in Mexico to begin his Grand Slam journey, connecting on a fine ram. Up next was his Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Montana, taken in 2016. As for Billy's third ram, it was an outstanding Doll sheep from the Yukon, and he took that ram in 2017. Grand Slam number 2120 belongs to Adam R. Bronson of Utah. Adam completed his Grand Slam in November 2019 with a home state self-guided Desert Bighorn. Adam's first ram toward his eventual Grand Slam was a California Bighorn from Oregon, taken in 2008 on another self-guided hunt. Up next for Adam was his Doll ram from Alaska, taken in 2009, and we'll finish up by showing you Adam's stone ram that he connected on in 2014. We're pleased to recognize Grand Slammer number 2128, Randy Rockwell of Colorado. Randy completed his Grand Slam milestone in August 2017 with a stone sheep from British Columbia. Randy's first ram was a great Rocky Mountain Bighorn from his home state of Colorado, taken in 2010 on a self-guided hunt. His Desert was next, and that ram came in 2012 from South Baja, Mexico. We'd like to finish up by showing you Randy's Alaska Doll ram, taken from the Brooks Range in 2016. We're grateful to have the opportunity to recognize the late Mike Hammett of British Columbia for his Grand Slam. Mike passed away in August 2018, but his family assisted Gsco in getting the records together in order to assign permanent documentation number 2131 to him. Mike's first ram was a Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Wyoming, taken self-guided in 1981. In 1996, he took a Doll sheep on a hunt in NWT, and in 2006, he took a home province stone sheep self-guided. His fourth and final ram, the Desert, was taken in March 2017. Many Gsco members have hunted with Mike and Dixie of Sicanee River Outfitters over the years, and Dixie's with us tonight to receive Mike's Grand Slam Award. That completes our Grand Slammers for 2019, but remember, we still have the Archery Slams, the Lady Grand Slams, and the Multiple Slammers to go. So let's give them all one more big round of applause. Each year we recognize Archery Grand Slams separately. Those slams have their regular Grand Slam documentation number, but they have an additional number representing an Archery Grand Slam. To date, there have been only 78 documented Archery Grand Slams. Grand Slam number 1950 and Archery Grand Slam number 74 belongs to Ontario's Ray Pastway. It was a California Bighorn from British Columbia that Ray took first with his bow and arrow, and that ram came in September 2016. Just 2 months later, Ray found himself in Sonora, Mexico in pursuit of desert bighorns and connected on a ram there. His stone from BC was next, and he arrowed that ram in 2017. Ray arrowed his final ram, a doll in NWT, in August 2019 to achieve his Archery Grand Slam. Grand Slam number 2100 and Archery Slam number 75 goes to Alan McGraw of Texas. It was only 4 years from start to finish for Alan, and his first ram was a great home state desert bighorn taken in 2015. Later that same year, Alan traveled to NWT and arrowed a Fannin. His 3/4 slam ram was a California Bighorn from BC taken in 2018, and he achieved his Archery Grand Slam with a doll sheep from NWT's Mackenzie Mountains in August 2019. Up next is a very special Grand Slam milestone. Stacy Frost Kleinsmith now holds Grand Slam number 2115, Lady Grand Slam number 73, Archery Grand Slam number 76, and Lady Archery Grand Slam number 3. She achieved these multiple milestones by arrowing a home state doll ram in September 2019 on a self-guided hunt. Stacy's first North American sheep was a stone from British Columbia taken in 2010. Up next was her Rocky Mountain Bighorn from Alberta taken in 2015, and in 2016, Stacy arrowed a desert bighorn in Carmen Island, Mexico. Grand Slam number 2124 and Archery Grand Slam number 77 belongs to Bill Tittle of California. Bill's first North American wild sheep was a doll from NWT taken back in 2012. He arrowed a stone in 2016 on a hunt in British Columbia, and he connected on an excellent Rocky Mountain Bighorn in New Mexico in 2017 to get to the 3/4 slam mark. To finish off his Grand Slam, Bill hunted in his home state of California and arrowed an excellent desert bighorn to achieve his slam. Well, that concludes this year's group of Archery Grand Slammers. Let's give them all a big round of applause. As with the Archery Grand Slammers, we recognize Lady Grand Slammers separately. Those slams also have regular Grand Slam documentation numbers, with an additional number representing the sequence as a Lady Grand Slammer. To date, there have been 73 documented Lady Grand Slammers. We're pleased to recognize Grand Slam number 2081 and Lady Grand Slam number 71, Joanne Sibley Turchansky of British Columbia. Joanne has taken some incredible rams for her Grand Slam and is actually very close to having a 700 Club Grand Slam. You saw her impressive desert bighorn from Tiburon Island, Mexico first, and then her Rocky Mountain Bighorn from British Columbia taken in 2014. Joanne became a 3/4 slammer in 2017 after connecting on a doll sheep in the Yukon, and she achieved her Grand Slam with a beautiful dark stone ram from her home province of BC in January 2019. That completes this group. And now for our next group. When it comes to sheep hunting fever, some people accept the challenge to take multiple Grand Slams. Well, tonight, we have several people who have documented multiple Grand Slams, ranging from a second to many more. We want to recognize all of them as a group, so please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. And as your name is called, please make your way to the stage quickly. We're pleased to recognize Jim Hoffman of Minnesota for achieving his second Grand Slam in November 2019 with a desert bighorn from Arizona. Backing up Jim's second stone came in 1992 on a hunt in BC, and his second doll was taken in 1994. We'll finish up with Jim's second bighorn, a great ram from Idaho, which he took in 1998. Kevin Klumper of Washington is next to be recognized for his second Grand Slam. Kevin took his second Rocky Mountain Bighorn in 2013 in his home state of Washington. His doll is up next, and that ram was taken in NWT back in 2015. Moving along, you see Kevin with his heavy horn stone ram from BC taken in 2017, and finally, we have Kevin's second desert from Mexico, also taken in 2017. Eduardo Negrete of Mexico is next to be recognized for achieving his second Grand Slam and is actually one doll sheep away from having 3 slams. He traveled to NWT in 2009 to get a Fannin. Eduardo has a total of 5 Desert Bighorns, but his second, a Weemsee, came in 2014 on a hunt in South Baja, Mexico. Eduardo took a California Bighorn on a hunt in Washington, and his second doll ram was taken on a hunt in Alaska back in 2016. Next, we'd like to recognize Bobby Thies of Texas for completing a second Grand Slam. In 2013, Bobby traveled to British Columbia to get his second stone sheep and went back to BC in 2016 to get his Rocky Mountain Bighorn. Up next, Bobby got a fine doll ram in NWT, and his second Desert Bighorn was taken in his home state of Texas in September 2018. Arizona's Gary Weekins is next for his second Grand Slam, and we'd like to start with his stone sheep from British Columbia taken in 2010. In 2013, Gary traveled to South Baja, Mexico to get his Desert Bighorn, and in 2014 he traveled to NWT and connected on a doll sheep. In September 2018, Gary completed his second Grand Slam with a fine Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Alberta. Jim Wilson of New Jersey is up next, and he also has 2 Grand Slams to his credit. Jim's second Bighorn came in 2009 on a hunt in Alberta. Jim won a stone sheep hunt in the Raffle-Rama at the 2008 Gsco convention and took that ram the same year toward his second Grand Slam. The doll was next for Jim, and he took that ram in 2010 on a hunt in Alaska, and he completed his second Grand Slam with a Desert Bighorn from New Mexico in November 2019. We're pleased to recognize Maddie Domoski of Colorado for being the first lady to achieve 3 Grand Slam milestones. Maddie's third Bighorn was a huge ram from New Mexico taken back in 2015. In 2017, she took a fine doll ram in the Yukon, then followed up a few weeks later with a great stone sheep from British Columbia. Maddie achieved her third Grand Slam in January 2019 on a hunt in Sonora, Mexico, where she connected on a Desert Bighorn. Some names are just synonymous with mountain hunting. We'd now like to recognize Rex Baker of Georgia for achieving his 5th Grand Slam. Rex is one of the few individuals to have taken all 4 species of Desert Bighorns, and his 5th, the Nelsoni, came on a hunt in Nevada in 2017. Rex took a Rocky Mountain Bighorn in Alberta in 2018, and his 5th stone from BC also came in 2018. Rex achieved his 5th Grand Slam with a doll ram from NWT in August 2019. And by the way, this doll sheep was Rex's 85th wild sheep. We're pleased to recognize Bill Foose of New Jersey for completing his 5th Grand Slam. Bill has taken a total of 9 doll sheep, but his 5th came in 2005 on a hunt in the Yukon. Bill's 5th stone was taken in 2011 on a hunt in BC, and his 5th Desert Bighorn came in 2013 on a hunt in Sonora, Mexico. We'll finish up by showing Bill's most recent Rocky Mountain Bighorn and Alberta ram, taken in October 2019. Doug Leach is up next, and we'd like to recognize him for achieving an incredible 11 Grand Slams. First up is the doll, and Doug took this great ram back in 2015 on a hunt in NWT. Doug connected on a stone in August 2017 on a hunt in BC. His 11th Rocky Mountain Bighorn is up next, and this fine ram from Wyoming was also taken in 2017. We'll finish up by showing you Doug's huge Desert Bighorn from Mexico, taken in October 2018 to complete his 11th Grand Slam. That completes all of our Grand Slammers for this year. One more time, let's give them all a big round of applause.